Hello students, welcome to LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Here myself, Mr. Jaiswal Kishan from Civil Engineering Department, and we are learning all about earthquake engineering. So let's start our today's session. So now in today's session, we will be considering some example related to design philosophy module. So let's see. Now, before starting to example, let's recall the steps to solve the sum. Now, in the previous session only, we have discussed about the IS code which will be using in this examples. So those IS code should be ready with you right now at your desk, like as IS 1893 Part 1 2016, which will be helpful for solving the sum. Now here, the first step will be to find out weight, then fundamental natural period, then we will be going towards the base shear, and for base shear we require certain data, then after that vertical distribution of base shear throughout the height, and at last we will draw diagram. So let's proceed. Now here given the plan and elevation of 3-story RCC school building is shown in figure. The intensity of dead load is 12 kN per meter square, which is including column, beams and walls, and floors are to cater an imposed load, means floor will be having an imposed load which is nothing but a live load of 4 kN per meter square. The building is situated in zone 4. The type of soil is medium and propose to design the building with a special moment resisting frame. Determine the seismic forces and shears at each floor level using static coefficient method. Now, as soon as you read the question, you got to know the certain data. Also, with the help of figure, we need to find out what are the important factors given in the example which will be useful for solving the sum. Look. The main points to be noted are it is a school building. So on this, our importance factor will occur. Dead load is given, live load is given, type of soil is given, medium soil. With the help of this, we can find out TA. Zone 4. With the help of this, we will be having a zone factor Z and special moment resisting frame. So with the help of this, we will find out our value of R, which is reduction factor. So these are the highlighted points which you need to counter during the exam. Now, these are the certain data. Look here. The plan is of one bay is of 4 meter. So now look, this from center point of column to this center point of column, this is known as a bay. So this bay is of 4 meter. So there are two bays in this direction. Also there are two bays in this direction but of 5 meter. Also here look, EQ has been mentioned, means earthquake is going in this direction. So this direction means this distance will be helpful in our finding out the value of natural period. I will be showing you that, but I am right now pointing out which are the points you need to catch during the exam to solve the sum. Now here this is the load on the floors. The height of the floor to floor is 3 meter as you can see, and this is an this 4 meter portion which you are looking at the elevation. Now here the base width is of 8 meter, one side is of 8 meter, another side is of 10 meter, so length is 10 meter. Building height is 9 meter, 3 plus 3 6 plus 3 9. Earthquake direction dimension. So as I said, it is shown that it is in this direction, so along the line of 8 meter earthquake is coming. So 8 meter is our earthquake direction, base dimension. Building is situated in zone 4, so it is useful for zone factor. Dead load is given, imposed load is given. Type of soil I have shown, and SMRF is nothing but special moment resisting frame. Now how to proceed? First of all, we will be finding out the area of the floor. At a particular floor, the area will be, so this is of 8 meter and this is of 10 meter. So floor area is nothing but 10 into 8, which is 80 meter square. Now how many number floors without terrace? So there are 2 floors and 1 terrace in the given building. So how it will be useful? Let's see. So now our first step So here the actual solution starts. So the step number one is lumped masses to various floor level. So what are the weights at various floor level? First we will find out dead load and then we will be proceeding towards live load. So why we are finding out the weight? Because in the formula of VB, weight shear, the formula is VB equals to AH into W. So weight, that W we are finding out, and later on we will be proceeding towards the AH. Now dead load, intensity of dead load is given. Okay, it is given 12 kN per meter square, which is including slab, beams, column, walls, etc. So this is my dead load per meter square. So what will be the for the typical floor? It will be 80, which is my floor area, which we have recently found out in previous slide, multiplied by 12. So the typical floor will be having dead load of 960 kilonewton. Similarly, we will be finding out on roof also. So the roof area is also same, which is of 80. Obviously, the two floors having the same area, so similarly the roof will be having the same area of 80. Why we have separated over here? In the very next step, you will get to know. So here for two floors, the dead load is 960 kilonewton, and for roof it is also 960 kilonewton. Now next is live load. Now specifically in live load, the earthquake forces shall be calculated for full dead load plus percentage of imposed load as given in 1893 part 1 2016. What it says that weight for the earthquake we need to consider of dead load plus live load as per mentioned in 1893 2016. Now what about live load? So here it is clearly written that percentage. So I explained in the previous slide that we are not considering the full amount of live load on the floor. We will be taking some portion of it. So what it is, we will be looking. Now one more important line, it has been mentioned that during an earthquake, it is not considered that on the roof there is live load. It has been considered that there is no people, or say there is no live load present at the roof. So the imposed load on the roof need not to be considered. It is clearly mentioned in the clause of 7.3.2 that building imposed load on the roof need not to be considered. So that's why here dead load has been separated, because live load we need to calculate separately. So live load on roof directly 0 because we are not considering it. Now live load on particular floor. So in our example, it has been given that live load, or say imposed load on floor is 4 kN per meter square. Here it is written imposed load of 4 kN per meter square. So we are not considering the full imposed load, or say full live load. We are considering some percentage of it. So what are that percentage? So live load on each floor for live load greater than 3. So it has been clause given over here in table number 10 of 1893, clause 7.3.1, page number 20. So I hope you should be with the IS code. So side by side you may look this section. So here table number 10, there are two criteria. One is up to and including 3 kN and above 3 kN. So here our live load is of 4 kN, which is greater than 3. So above 3 condition we need to use. So for that, percentage of imposed load need to be considered as 50%. So that's why we will be considering not 4 but the 50% of 4, which is nothing but 2 kN per meter. So total live load on each floor. So on that, this 2 kN is per meter square. So for the entire floor, it is nothing but floor area, which is 80 multiplied by 2. It is 160 kN. So what we did dead load for floor as well as for roof. We did live load for roof is 0, and live load for floor, which is 50% because of greater than 4. So it is coming out to be 160. Now we will be adding it up. Here it has been written that EQ forces shall be calculated full dead load plus percentage of imposed load. So we need to plus it. So dead load plus live load. So we will be doing separately. First for roof, dead load is 960, live load is 0. So ultimately it is 960 only. Now for floor, there will be some value of live load, which is 160. So summation of this is coming out to be 1120 kN. So one side it is for floor and one side we have calculated for roof. Now what will be the sum of the both the load? Say this is our final value for W. So this is our value for W. So there are two floors in our system and one roof, say one terrace. So two, which is for two storage floors, and then one is roof. So 2 multiplied by 1120 of each floor, it has been written that it is for each floor. So this is for one floor. There are two floors with us. So 1120 multiplied by 2 plus this 960 for one terrace. So summation of this, we are getting 3200 kilo. So we are adding up with the weight W. What we did dead load calculation for roof and floor. We did level load calculation for roof is 0 and for floor. At last, we will be multiplying that how many number of floors are there. Let's suppose say there are 4 floors, then there will be the value of 4. And if there are 5 floors and 1 room, so there will be 5 multiplied by this. So this is for one floor. So one floor for 1120. So for two floor it is 1120 multiplied by 2, it is nothing but 2240 plus 960 for roof. So this is an actual weight of the particular building. So this is the weight coming downwards to the ground for the building. So this is our first step completed. Now we are moving towards the step number 2, which is fundamental natural period, TA. Now the RC frame building with brick infill panel. So for that, on IS 1893 part 1 2016 page number 21, as per clause 7.6.2, the formula for infill panel. So the formula is TA equals to 0.09 h upon root d. So TA is nothing but my fundamental natural period, h is nothing but height of the building, and d is nothing but that dimension along which the earthquake is coming. So here it has been written that earthquake dimension is 8 meter, and our this height, building height is of 9 meter. So 0.09 multiplied by h, which is 9, divided by root d, which is root 8. So our value of TA is nothing but 0.286 seconds. So this is coming out to be a value of natural period. Now this will be useful for SA by G finding out. So I have completed my step 2. So next step is to finding out VB. So for VB, we need to find out AH into W. We have already found out W in the step number 1. Now we are proceeding towards AH. So formula of AH is nothing but Z by 2 multiplied by I by R multiplied by SA by G. What are all the terms? We have already understood in the previous session. Z is zone factor, I is importance factor, R is reduction factor, SA by G is nothing but factor for the soil. Now here Z, I, R, SA by G will be finding out step by step. First of all, where this formula is given, this is given in 6.4.2 clause of IS 1893. So this is the formula, this is a modified version. You can also use Z by 2 SA by G divided by R by I. So I have just converted I by R. This is easy to remember. Now zone, which is of 4. Type of building for I, it is school building. Type of frame for R, it is SMRF. Type of soil is medium for SA by G, and recently find out this TA, which is coming out to be 0.286 seconds. Also for SA by G, there should be given of damping coefficient. If not given, then we are assuming 5% damping. Then only we will be using this SA by G graph or say formula. Let's see what we are doing. So first of all Z. So zone factor, as it is situated in zone 4. So in table number 3, page number 10, clause number 6.4.2, for zone 4, the factor is 0.22. So I have written Z equals to 0.22. So it is simple, it is not so hard. So just as a given in zone, directly it has given 4 zone. So directly we have took the factor. If it is given in city, then we need to find out in the code where the city is located, and for that area what is the particular zone, and then for the factor. So right now it is given directly in the zone 4. So Z equals to 0.24. Next is importance factor. So our building is a school building, so it is quite important because there are many students or say many children available over there. So it is kind of important building. Also school need to be run for the number of years more than 100, so it is a kind of a, important building or say important structure. So for school building, importance factor is nothing but 1.5. So it is given on table 8, page number 7. Page number 2019, clause 7.2.3. So I have to importance factor as 1.5. Next is response reduction factor. So in our question it has been given that it is SMRF frame. So what is SMRF? Special moment resisting frame, which is properly ductile detailed as per requirement. So for moment resisting frame of RC building, the SMRF type of frame, so value is 5. So I have directly to R equals to 5. So it is given in table number 9, clause 7.2.6 and page number 20. So these are the various factors we have found out. Z we have found out, I we have found out, R we have found out. Now proceeding toward SA by G. So for SA by G we require type of soil which is medium. TA is 0.286 and third is damping coefficient which is 5%. So next is SA by G average response acceleration coefficient. So this SA by G you can find out with the help of graph also which was I have explained in the previous session, but right now I am using this equation which is very easy to use. So for SA by G using clause 6.4.2 on page number 9 in A point for using equivalent static coefficient method, this is for up to 5% damping. So SA by G value, so there are three types of soil: rocky, medium and soft. So we are having medium kind of soil in which our T was 0.286, so which is coming out to be in range of 0 to 0.55 second. So it is coming 0.286. So for that the value is 2.5. I would like to explain once again that SA by G, this is for up to 5% damping. So this for medium types of soil, the range is given over here on the right hand side. You can see that there is different range for T. So our T, which is natural period, was coming out to be 0.286, which is in between these two criteria. If it was 0.9, so it would be 1.36 divided by T, and this T is nothing but our natural time period only. So right now it is coming out to be in this section. So in this criteria, so it is 2.5. So I have directly to SA by G is nothing but 2.5. So we have found out each and every factor I, Z, R and SA by G. Now you will be directly finding out AH value. So AH is nothing but Z is 0.24 divided by 2 multiplied by I is 1.5 divided by R which is 5 into 2.5 which is SA by G. So after solving this I am getting AH is 0.09. I have already found out in step number 1 the value of W. So after multiplying it I am getting my base shear value for 288 km. So this has been found out for the particular floor. Now I have to apply this base shear at the particular height on step by step. So there are 3 stories. So look how we will be doing it. So vertical distribution of base shear. So the design base shear VB computed above and still here shall be distributed along the height as per the given following expression. So this is the equation which we will be using. It's very easy, not hard enough. So it is given in IS 1893 part 1 2016, clause 7.6.3, page number 21-23. I have also written here because on 21 the clause has been mentioned and on 23 the equation has been mentioned. So I have here put the photograph of equation which is given on page number 23. So this is the equation which we will be using. Qi is equals to Wi Hi the whole square divided by summation of Wi Hi the whole square multiplied by Vb. So Vb is over here. W is weight of that particular floor. Hi is the height of that particular floor. So N is number of story. So here we are having 3 story. And design lateral force. So this is nothing but Qi is nothing but design lateral force. Look how we will be using. So in this equation, what are the data required? W and Hi. So here I have written Wi Hi. So there are how number of stories? How many number of stories? So there are 3 number of stories. Now here 3 is for top one, which is our roof. Then below it a floor and then a floor. So 3, 2, 1. Roof was having a weight of 960 and the remaining floor was having the weight of 1120 kN. Height. So roof height was 9, then 6 and then 3. Now just a simple calculation, Wi multiplied by Hi square. So 960 multiplied by 9 square, I am getting 77760. Similarly, we can find out these 3 values. Now we are also required the summation of Wi Hi square. So the summation of these 3 values is coming out to be 128160. Now next step is Wi Hi square divided by summation of Wi Hi square. So it is nothing but 77760 divided by 128160. So it is 0.607. 40320 divided by 128160 and getting 0.315. 10080 divided by this, I will be getting 0.079. So I found out this. Now for QI we need to multiply with VB. Our VB is nothing but 288. So 0.607 multiplied by 288 is nothing but 174.74. Then 0.315 multiplied by 288, it is nothing but 90.61. And 288 multiplied by this, I will be getting 22.65. The summation of all this, it is nothing, it should be 288 matching to this. So this was our lateral force. Now VI is nothing but a shear. So the shear in each story is nothing but a sum up of all. So this we have done in the theory, in which all the load will be coming out to be at the bottom. So top was having the lowest one and the bottom at the base was having the maximum one. So it will be sum up the top plus this and go on. So look how it is coming out. 174.74 is over here. Then 174.74 plus 90.61, I will be getting 265.35. Then 265.35 plus 22.65, so it is 288. So it should be similar to this. So this was our value of QI and VI, which is useful for drawing the diagram. Now look. This is our lateral load diagram. So look. Now how it is, at bottom it is 0, at 3 meter it is 22.65, so this is lateral load QI. Then for 6 meter it is 90.61 and for this 9 meter it is 174.74. So it will be in a parabolic form. So the load is coming here, here and here in this way. So at the base obviously it will be increasing in the top load, because as you know that the sway will be maximum at the top, so that's why here the maximum number of load is acting. Next is shear diagram, which is being made with the help of this VI. So at the base, as I said, the load will be sum up. So shear diagram will be sum up at the bottom. So at the top it is 174. Then it is 265, and then at the lever 288 will be common at the base. So this is our lateral load diagram and this is our shear diagram. So here we end up with the example. So let's recall what we have did till now for the example. First we have found out total weight of the building. Then we have found out fundamental nature of time period. Then base shear VB, and we have distributed along the height. And then at last we have drawn diagram. So this was our example. Then the first step was to find out weight. Then we have found out fundamental nature time period. Then design base shear. For that we required certain factors. And at last we have found out with the help of AH, the base shear is 288 kN. And then we have distributed along the height with the help of this formula. So this was the table, and at last we draw on the diagram.